The global security landscape witnessed a significant development on October 17, 2024. The United States initiated a new phase in its response to regional instability. For the first time, B-2 Spirit stealth bombers targeted Houthi positions in Yemen. This marked a significant escalation in the conflict. The deployment was a deliberate show of force. The choice of the B-2 underscored the seriousness of the situation. This was not a routine military operation. It was a calculated move with far-reaching implications. The use of these aircraft marked their first combat mission since January 2017. B-2 bombers are typically reserved for high-value targets. Their appearance over Yemen sent an unambiguous message. The United States was prepared to use its most sophisticated weaponry. The decision to deploy them was made at the highest levels of the U.S. government. This indicated a strategic reassessment of the Houthi threat. The international community watched closely. The news of the B-2 strikes rippled through international media. The operation was shrouded in secrecy. The sudden appearance of these bombers demonstrated U.S. reach and power. The B-2 bomber strikes were meticulously planned and executed. President Joe Biden personally authorized the mission. The operation focused on specific Houthi military infrastructure. Reports indicated that 5 underground Houthi weapons storage facilities were the primary targets. These sites were subjected to a total of 15 distinct strikes. The precision of these attacks was paramount. The targeted locations included areas near Yemen's capital, Sana'a, and the Sada Governorate. These regions are known Houthi strongholds. The selection of these targets demonstrated detailed intelligence gathering. These were not ordinary storage facilities. They were hardened structures, designed to withstand conventional aerial bombardment. The weapons components stored within these bunkers were critical to the Houthis' offensive operations. The attacks occurred in the Red Sea, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden. By targeting these facilities, the U.S. aimed to disrupt the supply chain fueling maritime attacks. The strategic rationale for employing the B-2 Spirit bombers was clear. Their unique capabilities made them the ideal choice for this mission. B-2s are renowned for their ability to penetrate deeply buried and heavily fortified targets. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin emphasized the B-2s' global strike capabilities. He stated that the United States possesses the ability to act anytime, anywhere. The operation was a demonstration of advanced military technology. The deployment of B-2 bombers against Houthi targets was underpinned by several key U.S. objectives. Primarily, the operation aimed to degrade the Houthis' military capabilities. This involved destroying weapons, disrupting command and control, and hindering their ability to launch further attacks. Another crucial objective was the defense of U.S. forces and personnel stationed in the region. Protecting American lives and interests remains a paramount concern. Beyond immediate military concerns, the operation had broader strategic goals. Protecting international trade and ensuring freedom of maritime navigation was a major driver. The Red Sea and the Bab al-Mandeb Strait are critical arteries for global commerce. Approximately 12% of global trade passes through this narrow maritime channel. Houthi attacks on commercial shipping had caused significant disruption. The B-2 strikes were intended to restore confidence in the safety of these waterways. Furthermore, the operation served as a clear message to Iran. The Houthi movement is widely understood to be backed by Tehran. By striking Houthi capabilities with overwhelming force, the U.S. aimed to indirectly pressure Iran. The message was that support for disruptive proxy groups would have consequences. Ultimately, the objectives were multifaceted. They ranged from the tactical degradation of an adversary's capabilities to the strategic safeguarding of global economic interests. The U.S. sought to re-establish a measure of deterrence. The operation was a complex interplay of military force and strategic signaling. The U.S. deployed B-2 bombers in response to attacks by Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Since November 2023, Ansar Allah targeted international shipping, often linked to Israel. These attacks occurred in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, and Bab al-Mandeb Strait. The Houthi actions severely impacted global trade. They claimed solidarity with Palestinians amidst the Gaza conflict. The attacks also boosted the Houthis' regional standing. Section 5: Defiance and Retaliation, the Houthi Response. In the aftermath of the B-2 bomber strikes, the Houthi movement remained defiant. They swiftly condemned the U.S. military action. Houthi officials vowed to retaliate for what they termed an act of aggression. Nasruddin Amr issued a stark warning, stating the US will pay the price. He reiterated the group's support for Gaza. Houthi media quickly reported on the US airstrikes. Locations around Sana'a and Sada were hit. These areas are under firm Houthi control. The strikes rallied their domestic support base. The Houthis have a long history of asymmetric warfare. They have proven adept at enduring prolonged conflicts. The potential for Houthi retaliation presented significant risks. This could take various forms. Further attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea were a distinct possibility. They might also target US military assets or allied interests in the region. The Houthis possess an arsenal of drones, ballistic missiles, and anti-ship missiles. These weapons can still cause considerable damage and disruption. The implications for the broader region were also a cause for concern. UN Special Envoy for Yemen, Hans Grundberg, had previously warned of the risk. He cautioned that Yemen could be drawn further into a wider Middle East conflict. Section 6. The Spirit of Stealth, Understanding the B-2 Bomber, the Northrop Grumman. B-2 Spirit is an iconic aircraft. Its distinctive flying wing design contributes significantly to its low observable characteristics. The B-2 is a heavy strategic bomber, capable of deploying both conventional and nuclear weapons. This dual capability makes it a critical component of the US nuclear triad. The B-2 is designed to penetrate dense anti-aircraft defenses, reaching targets deep within enemy territory. Its long range allows it to operate from bases in the continental United States for global missions. The B-2 can carry up to 20 tons of ordnance. This combination of stealth, range, and payload capacity gives us military planners a unique and powerful tool. The B-2 truly embodies the spirit of stealth. Section 7. Arsenal of the Unseen Potential Weaponry Deployed. While US Central Command did not disclose the specific types of munitions used in the B-2 strikes on Yemen, the nature of the targets provides strong clues. The operation focused on deeply buried and hardened Houthi weapons storage facilities. To effectively destroy such targets, specialized penetrator bombs are required. The B-2 Spirit is capable of delivering some of the most powerful conventional penetrating weapons in the US arsenal. One strong possibility is the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP. This is a 30,000-pound precision-guided bomb, designed to attack hardened and deeply buried targets. The B-2 Spirit is the only aircraft in the US inventory currently certified to operationally deploy the MOP. Another potential munition is the GBU-72 Advanced 5K Penetrator. This is a newer 5,000-pound class weapon, designed to offer enhanced penetration capabilities. The B-2 can carry multiple GBU-72s, allowing it to strike several hardened aim points in a single mission. The unseen arsenal delivered by the unseen bomber was undoubtedly powerful. Section 8. Collateral Concerns and Regional Tremors. A critical aspect of any modern military operation is the issue of civilian casualties. Following the B-2 strikes in Yemen, US Central Command, or CENTCOM, issued a statement. CENTCOM reported that there were no civilian casualties resulting from the operation. The Guardian newspaper also noted in its initial coverage that there were no immediate reports of casualties from other sources. Minimizing harm to non-combatants is a stated priority for US military actions. However, conducting airstrikes, especially with heavy ordnance, inherently carries risks. Yemen has endured years of conflict, leading to a devastating humanitarian crisis. The population is extremely vulnerable. Independent verification of casualty figures in conflict zones like Yemen can be challenging. The B-2 strikes occurred against a backdrop of already heightened regional tensions. The conflict in Gaza, ongoing friction with Iran, and instability in several Middle Eastern countries contribute to a volatile security environment. The US action in Yemen, while targeted, adds another layer of complexity. The regional tremors from the B-2 strikes will be felt for some time. Section 9. Echoes of the Past. The B-2's Combat Legacy. The October 2024 strikes in Yemen add another chapter to the B-2 Spirit's distinguished combat history. The aircraft was first used during Operation Allied Force in Kosovo in 1999. B-2S flew non-stop missions from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri to Serbia and back. They demonstrated their ability to penetrate sophisticated air defense networks and deliver precision strikes. The Kosovo campaign established the B-2 as a unique strategic asset. Following its introduction to combat over the Balkans, The B-2 Spirit saw action in subsequent U.S. military operations. It was deployed during Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan and Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. The B-2 was also utilized during Operation Odyssey Dawn in Libya in 2011. The historical significance of the B-2 lies in its role as a powerful instrument of U.S. foreign policy and military strategy.